Hey guys, so OdaibaDiver here, and at the time of recording, we're just about an hour away from FFT Collab returning to War Divisions JP. In fact, I've already updated my app, so as you can see here, it's spotting the FFT Collab icon, which is really cool. So we'll be hearing the music for that pretty soon as well. And once it's back, I'm gonna take a bit of time to compile all of the upgrades for the 6 FFT characters. Now, I've already previously translated their job skill upgrades on Reddit, but as it turns out, that's only a portion of the upgrades they're receiving. The devs have mentioned also that they will be getting an upgrade to their stats as well as their weapon type resistances. And then of course we have not been given the details for what they are getting at level 140, the Dream Enhancement upgrades essentially. So I'm gonna go and compile all of that and put it all together in one video for your reference, and let you guys know what the JP players think are worth investing in. And then after that, I'm gonna do the same but for the new unit that's coming out at the same time, Garoza, with a Wind Katana unit. That will be, a separate video all on its own. But of course, it's gonna take me a bit of time to get those videos ready for you. So in the meantime, what I thought I would do is cover the news that just came out a few hours ago with regards to what you're actually getting from the FFT collab. Oops, I clicked on the wrong icon again. So basically all the freebies and all the summon banners and everything. But before we get into that, I just want to make a quick note. I've read a lot of people commenting about how the FFT units are not going to be meta. They were released so long ago that even if they upgrade them a bunch, it's not gonna be a character that you would essentially play in guild battle and all that. And I have to say that you're essentially right. Sure, they will not impact the meta in any way, but you know what? All of them are cost 80 and under, which means that after the upgrades, there's the chance that they could potentially be a lot better than the other existing cost 80 characters in the game, which means that for your limited guild battle and for your class match with limited cost, these FFT characters could potentially be top tier in those game modes. So for those reasons, you do actually want to pay attention to what these characters are actually capable of, so that you don't get blindsided in class match or limited guild battle. And yeah, if you already have the units, just upgrade them. Since you have them anyway, you might end up playing them in the future. And if you don't have them, don't go out of your way to go and pull for them, of course, because you do have other options out there that are more suited for your account probably. But with that said, I'm gonna talk about this in a bit. On day 3, they're gonna give us a ticket, not a ticket, a medal that will allow you to select one of the 4 FF Tactics units right away at level 120. So even if you're a newer player who never got the chance to pull for the units, you will be confirmed to be receiving at least one of them that you can use in your class match or limited guild battle. And right now, just from the main job skill upgrades alone, it's looking like it's probably going to be either Ramza or Agrius who's going to be impactful there. But like I said, who knows, we have to reveal all the upgraded information about them. So I'll talk about that more in that video. But know for now that for the login bonuses, day 3 is the important one, because that's when you're gonna get the medal to do a exchange to receive 1 unit at level 120. But before that, on day 1, straight away, as soon as you come into the game, you'll be greeted with a free copy of Gavgarian, as well as the I think this is called Blade of Grass vision card, Deleter's vision card, that gives you accuracy for fire units. So it's a pretty decent card, and it's definitely worth just having it, and maybe sometimes you might use it in your fire team for PvE, and I've actually even seen it get used in some PvP teams occasionally. So it's gonna be a pretty good card. Make sure you use your medals to max it out while you can. Other than that, for the login bonuses, on days 4 and 6, you do get a single FFT collab summon ticket. So 2 tickets in total, which seems like what good are 2 tickets gonna do you? Well, maybe you could get lucky and get another one of the units. So what I would do if I were you is to, if you don't have the units, by the way, if you already have them, then this conversation is good. But if you don't have the units, wait for these 2 summon tickets and try your luck. Maybe you get one of the FFT units for free, and then only after you use them out do you use your medal to exchange for the unit that you don't have. Because like I said, you could get really lucky and get one of the 4 FF Tactics collab units, and I'm gonna go through this a little bit later, but they have given us a really good way to easily get FFT unit shards. So I'll talk about that in just a bit. Finally, for day number 7, oh, this is related. So for day number 7, we do actually get a ticket that gives you 100 shards for any FFT unit of your choosing. So that's one way you're gonna be able to easily build the units. The other way, I think I might as well just go through it now. The other way is through the new FFT unit shard banner that they're gonna implement at the start of the FFT collab, and then for every day you're going to be able to do a 10 pull, and all of the 10 items in this 10 pull are going to be 20 FFT unit shards. So every single day you get up to 200 shards, but of course the characters on the 10 slots are going to be random. They can only be these 4 characters, by the way, so you will not be, this is not a debate banner. You will not get the Gafgarian, or what is the other guy's name? Mustadio. Gafgarian and Mustadio's shards will not appear in the summon. It's only these 4 characters. So you get 1 temple every day across 30 days, so that's a total of 300 slots. So it's gonna be real easy as long as you're able to land one of these units from the the banner, right? With this 10 pull thing, it's pretty much guaranteed that you will easily be able to get your 600 shards for at least 1 or 2 of them, depending on your luck. So that's one way you will be able to build the units if you haven't already. As for the actual way through which you get the characters, there's gonna be the standard banner, of course, and with this banner you can freely choose which of the units you want to be in the rate up slot. And for JP, when the meter is full, so this is gonna be one of those, like, every single time you do a 10 pull, it goes up by 20%, and then when the meter is full, in JP version, the rate is 10% to get one of the rate up units, but in the global version, it's always been 25%. But one thing to note is that in global version, they might change the meter for this banner to be the one that nobody likes, which is if you do like 200 summons, then you're guaranteed 1 unit of your choice. Hopefully they don't do that. In either case, it is definitely not recommended to pull on this banner just for the sake of the old FFT units, unless you really want them. The other way to get the unit guaranteed is through the 9-step banner, and then on step 9, you get to pick one of the units to receive for free. On steps 3 and 6, you also get 40 shards of a unit of your choice, and on steps 4 and 7, you get 40 Mind Spears as well. So if you really want to get one of the units guaranteed, I think this banner is worth doing because it's only 18k, right? 18,000 freebies across 9 steps, and you do get to pick one of the units, and on top of that you get a bunch of freebies as well. And who knows, maybe you get lucky, maybe before you even reach step 9 you may get one or more of the units. So if you really want to collect the FFT unit, that is going to be the best way to do so, unless you want to use your paid viz, in which case it will cost you 5,000 paid viz across 3 steps to receive one of these units at level 120. And I think there's one more banner here. There is going to be the, if you would rather gamble with your paid viz, there's gonna be the 2,000 paid viz, 5 UR guaranteed banner as well. And it will also contain 1 slot that gives you 80 FFT Mind Spears, and you can roll on this banner a total of 4 times. I definitely won't recommend it, but hey, maybe some of you guys like to see what you can get. Or maybe if you're missing some of the other non-limited units, that is going to be a pretty decent way to get them if you're missing a lot. For vision cards, you're gonna bring back the good old standard vision card banner as usual. But since these vision cards are not holo vision cards, you do actually get the 5-step 10k free viz banner, which means that if you drop 10k free viz across the 5 sets, you are guaranteed to receive one of these vision cards of your choice. And then if you would prefer to use paid viz instead, now the thing is, in JP, it's always been, even for the old vision cards, it's always been you have to spend 6,000 paid viz across 5 steps here to get one of the vision cards confirmed. But in global version, of course, we do it differently. They always give us one vision card at 2,000 paid viz, so I'm not sure which version of the banner will come when the FFT Collab Rerun drops in global. Maybe they'll keep it exactly the same as JP because now it's under a different management, or if we're lucky, they will give us the good old 2,000 paid viz, select a single vision card banner, which is preferred. But again, most of us have these vision cards, I think, unless you're missing the Raid Chocobo MR vision card. So if that's the case, that might be something you might be interested in. Definitely, if you're a newer player who doesn't have the Ramza vision card, make sure you get it because it is easily the most important part of the FFT collab. Just so you guys know. I'm sure you've had that conversation before if you're a player who's been missing the vision card. It's like one of the things that everybody uses. Outside of the banners with the FFT Rerun, obviously Deep Dungeon is making a return. If you've never experienced this before, it's essentially a underground tower mode where everything is dark, so you kind of have to feel around. It's gonna be super easy to clear though, so don't expect too much from that game mode. And then the collab quests are coming back, so this is where you get your Gulfgarian unit shards as well as your FFT collab weapon and equipment. I don't know what the sword is called, but the equipment is called Sworded Age or something like that. So make sure not to miss out on that. And I think that will just about do it for the FFT collab details. I don't think I missed anything out. So one last thing I'm going to mention in this video is the producer letter for this month. So if you're interested in case you're interested in JP for October, Soul and Gernsback are going to be getting their character quest too for Master Ability 2. So these will be coming out in global version in November. Soul is I'm really curious what they'll give Soul for his Master Ability 2. Maybe it'll make him good enough to actually, even right now he is good enough to play in the meta, so maybe this Master Ability 2 will bring him back to the front lines and allow him to play around with all the other and compete with all the other meta units out there. As for limit burst upgrades, only Griffith is getting an upgrade this month, or rather in November for the global version. And then finally we get to the one thing I wanted to talk about. This is pretty exciting for me. So as usual with each producer letter, they list off all of the current QoL feature enhancements that are in progress, that are currently in development. This time around they did add one new one that I've never seen before, that was never mentioned in any of the producer letters in the past before, which is that you're gonna make, in the future, they're gonna make it so that when you have a background farming going on, you can still go and do, play story and event quests, as well as some other quests. So this is a huge upgrade. Right now, actually in my JP version, right now you can see that I'm actually doing background farming, and there are actually some quests that I would like to play before they expire, and I can't do that just because I have this thing on. So it's gonna be a lot more helpful once they implement that, so that you can essentially double dip kind of. You can have background farming be helping you get a bunch of stuff in one of the quests that you're concerned with, and then at the same time go and play your another story, or even progress your main story and all that stuff. So this is definitely a feature that should have come a long time ago, but I'm glad that they're finally getting to it. they're finally putting it on the backlog of things that they're adding, including, of course, the much anticipated background farming for multi-quest, auto repeat for multi-quest and for raids. So all of that stuff is coming, and I have to say today, after reading that and seeing the FFT Collab rerun, I have to say for the first time in a while, I do feel that the operations team are kind of on the right track to making players happy. So hopefully they keep up the good work, and you know, what is the word I'm looking for? They maintain the momentum for now all the way until, you know, the 5th anniversary starting in November, and hopefully when November comes, we'll be greeted with a bunch of really cool things that players would really want, and I'm just holding my hopes up. Some people mentioned that, you know, the fact that they're bringing FFT Collab back could be a sign that, you know, end of service might be near, but I don't actually think that, because, you know, this collab is something that's been asked for from the players for a really long time, and it was gonna happen regardless if end of service is coming soon or not. So I don't think it's a sign of end of service, and I do feel that they're trying their best to make the play experience better. Hopefully they can revive interest in the game, and if they do so, maybe the game will be in a much more healthy state than it is right now. So all we can do as of right now is to just enjoy the game and hope that things get better, which I'm sure they will. Alright, so that's gonna be it for me for this video. Like I said, later today I will be compiling the details for the upgrades for the FFT units, and as soon as I can, I'll make a video about Garosa. So watch out for those videos. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.